Hey everyone, I'm Chelsea. Thank you so much for joining me out here on my porch today while I work on putting together my spring tray. I am filming this in late April. I missed setting up like an April tray, so a couple of weeks ago I thought I'm just gonna set up a spring tray, and these are the perfumes that I want to focus on for the spring. So as I'm keeping a spring tray in mind, I'm thinking about all of the scents of spring, right? So I'm thinking about that breeze that carries the season with it, carries the florals on the air. You're getting honeysuckle, you're getting hyacinth, wisteria, rose, tulips, you're getting the greenery, you're getting all of these beautiful things of nature that are blooming and budding and giving us all of the all of the lovely seasonal allergies. But all of these beautiful aspects of spring that I love so much. I love the rain that spring brings. I love, gosh, just all of it. I mean, all of the seasons I say are my favorite, but I don't know. I think spring might actually truly be my favorite season. Just this wonderful season of rebirth and starting fresh and all of the beauty and newness that comes with it, all of the promises that spring brings. So to start off, I want to focus on some of my newest fragrances in my collection. And I talked about this one in my latest video. I talked about how it was a hate when it first came out several years ago, but now it has really grown into a love, and that is Chloe's Nomade, the original Nomade. This one is it just took my breath away whenever I retried it. When I first tried it, I did not enjoy moss in fragrances. If something was too mossy, I did not like that at all. It almost like scratched my throat a little bit. But now I love moss in fragrances, and this has been kind of a recent thing just in like this past like 6 months. So this is a modern chypre of a fragrance. It has the citruses up top. It has a mirabelle note, some citruses, florals in the mid, and then we have oak moss in the base. Just a classic chypre composition. And it really is so beautiful. It's so classy. It's so clean and chic. Man, it really is so pretty. So I'm excited to wear this one more, get to know it more, and start putting a good dent in my bottle. So that is the original Chloe Nomade. I said in my last video, my pairing spring perfumes with outfits, that Nomade to me smells like super luxurious spa products that you would find in a really upscale hotel, but that hotel or that retreat is nestled in the middle of a forest. It smells clean, it smells very expensive. It is the ultimate like clean girl fragrance. And on that note, by the same brand and also by the same perfumer is Chloe's Cedrus. This is part of the Atelier des Fleurs collection. This one is very similar. I mean, they're very similar. I can totally tell that the same perfumer composed both of these. And this one, even though the note structure is all woods, I get a lot of citrus from it. And it gives me the same sort of effect that Nomade does, but it's different. This one I think is even more classy. It's even more elevated, but it's the same sort of feeling. But instead of like you're staying at this beautiful retreat in the middle of the forest, you're just walking through the forest and you're freshly showered. And I mean, honestly, I know that people say forest fairy, cottage fairy, garden fairy all the time with fragrances now, which I love because I have always been obsessed with fairy lore. But really, this does smell like a woodland fairy. This is the perfect woodland fairy perfume. I love the story behind this perfume. Quentin Biche with his childhood memories. He had a memory of his dad creating a bouquet made out of just like tree branches for his mom. And Quentin was so excited to help present his mom this bouquet of tree branches and just these natural things that he and his dad had found outside. And so he wanted to create a fragrance that reminded him of that childhood memory. And I think that's so beautiful. And I think that's what makes perfumery so special, is just like he is sharing that scent memory with us, and we get to kind of experience that with him. And I think that that is so intimate and personal, and just makes it even more beautiful. I can totally relate to that childhood memory. I loved and still do with my own kids, gathering branches. We call them nature treasures. We'll go out for walks in our yard and in the woods, and we'll take baskets and gather nature treasures is what we call them. And we'll pick up the best sticks, the prettiest branches that have fallen, that have the prettiest lichen and moss growing on them. And so when I read the story behind the inspiration for this perfume, I just connected to it so deeply in my own childhood and in my own motherhood journey. And I just had to have this perfume. And I've really enjoyed wearing this one so far in April. Another one that I'm really excited about this spring is the new Chanel Chance Eau Splendide. This perfume is so simple. It is so simple. It's not something that you've never smelled before, but it is just so beautifully done. It's just done in such a Chanel way. And I was walking through the store. I was stopping by the Chanel counter to get my mom a Mother's Day present. I'm not going to say because she might be watching. And I spritzed this one on me and was like, oh my goodness, I love this. But I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to walk through the mall, do my other errands. And after a couple of hours of running my errands in the mall and walking back through the way I came, walking by the Chanel counter again, I was like, you know what? I need that. This is my type of easy reach perfume. It is raspberry, rose, and a cedar and musk base, and with a little bit of violet in there. But you really can't smell any of the individual notes except for the raspberry. I would say that this is definitely prominent on the raspberry. But you know, it's just this like simple raspberry shampoo-like perfume, but blended so beautifully and done so beautifully well in such a Chanel way. I think that so many younger women are going to love this, and I think that was probably their marketing plan, was to bring in some younger demographics for this with this perfume. But I think anybody could enjoy this. I know that my mom will really love this. She hasn't had a chance to smell it yet, so next time she comes over, I think she'll really like it. But yeah, it's just like this raspberry shampoo like fragrance that's simple but so elegant. I have to say, it really is so elegant, and I've really, really enjoyed it. But I do understand if people are maybe disappointed in it because they're like, this is not anything I haven't smelled before. I mean, it's not super unique, but it's elevated. So if you love just like an easy reach, uncomplicated fragrance, like if you love your Blooming Bouquets by Dior, if you love your Versace Bright Crystals, if you love just any of those like fresh, out of the shower, pretty girl fragrances, I think you will really like Chance Eau Splendide. Okay, speaking of Chanel, I have to include on my spring tray the original Chance Eau Tendre, the EDT. I have the EDP. I love the EDP, but because I'm putting some rose fragrances on my tray already, the EDP is stronger with the rose than the EDT. The EDT is fruitier than the EDP version, and it's lighter wearing, it's more fresh out of the shower, and I just really wanted something like that on my tray. So I bought myself the small bottle, the little 1.2 ounce of the EDT, since I already have a larger bottle of the EDP. And this is the one I'm craving for spring. I mean, of course I'll pull for the Eau Tendre EDP too, but I think I'll focus more on the EDT for this spring. This is also such an easy reach, fresh, fruity floral. It has hyacinth, it has, what is that fruit that's at the top of it? I can't think of it right now. Man, I can't think of it right now, but it's really a juicy floral fragrance. This one is more floral than the new Splendide, than the new purple one. This one is definitely more floral. The new Splendide is definitely fruitier with that raspberry note. So I'm gonna have 2 chances on my tray for spring. Okay, another fragrance that I have been lusting over for more than a year. It's one that my husband actually brought to my attention last spring, and I instantly fell in love with it. I had it on my wish list for several months, and he gifted it to me for Christmas, and that's Frederic Malle's Mediterranee. This perfume is so beautiful. It is these fresh blooming lilies on a Mediterranean coastal side. So you're getting the marine breeze from the coast, and you're standing in a garden of lilies at the height of their bloom. It's a little bit green too. I think there might be a note of angelica in there. But really, this perfume in the summer and in the spring is so gorgeous. I've tried wearing it in the winter. It has a very different wearing experience in colder weather. So I think that I'll just reserve this one for spring and summer. Highly recommend for a bride, for a spring or summer bride too. So that is Mediterranee by Frederic Malle. And you can find this one on discounters in the gray market. And also if you have a cosmetic company store near you, they might have this one. So it's worth checking out. Love, love, love this perfume. If you all have been watching me for a while, then you knew this perfume was going to be on my spring tray. Like it has to be on my tray for spring, and that's Giardini di Toscana's Celeste. This is, I think, probably my favorite violet perfume. I love the note of violet, and I love the way the violet is done in this fragrance. It also has a marine element to it. And when I say marine, I don't mean like seaweed or fishy. I mean like the saltiness that you get on an ocean breeze. So this one I think actually has like a saltwater or sea spray note in the top with lime. There's raspberry and violet. I mean, raspberry and violet, that combination is so beautiful. I love that combo. I think the raspberry with violet kind of lifts the violet a little bit. And then there's a signature Giardini di Toscana vanilla in the base. So if you love the type of vanilla that's in Bianco Latte, strip away the caramel, strip away the tonka bean or coumarin or whatever is in Bianco Latte. Take the vanilla that's in there and put it in Celeste with the raspberry, the sea notes, the lime, the violet, and that's what you get. It is such a perfect spring fragrance. Totally a garden seaside fairy perfume. And I am just obsessed with this one. So have to include it on a spring tray. There is definitely a theme with my spring tray. I have a lot of purple florals and I have a lot of like mineral marine type of fragrances, which I didn't realize when I was putting this together. But I would have argued with anyone that I don't like salty sea-like notes, but apparently I do. My tray would prove otherwise, that actually I do enjoy that sort of composition with florals. I like it with florals, not so much with like traditional beachy notes like ylang and jasmine and those type of like beachy notes. I don't think I like that type of like salty composition. I like the salty floral composition apparently. And so I'm going to include Breathe Me by Michela Mezzetti. You guys have heard me talk about this one several times. ScentSplit sent this to me whenever. I messaged them back after having a large sample and was like, I love Breathe Me. I love Breathe Me. And they were so kind to send me a bottle. I just always describe this one as a warm spring breeze. It's definitely warm. It's a warm floral fragrance. It has wisteria in there. It has Aperol. It has sea salt notes. It's ozonic a little bit. It sort of reminds me of some like Juicy Couture type of DNA, but it's such a softer, more gentle, more elegant way. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it other than the name is perfect for it. So Breathe Me by Michela Mezzetti is going on my tray. One of my all-time favorite fragrances is Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. I also bought this one on discount at the cosmetic company store because they carry like Kilian, Erin by Estee Lauder, Frederic Malle. What else do they carry? Oh, Tom Ford. So I got a really good deal on this perfume and it came in like a gift set. So I have like a travel spray. I have several travel sprays actually, but that's why my dent in my actual bottle is pretty low because I'm trying to go through those travel sprays. But this one is, I don't know how to describe this one really well. It's just this like fuzzy honeyed floral, but it's not like, it doesn't smell like honey, but the florals smell a little honeyed, if that makes sense. Like nectary, sweet. It has a little bit of like a fuzziness to the fragrance. There is a hint of spice, and I think that's where they're naming it Good Girl Gone Bad. It's like this beautiful white floral fragrance, and then there's a little bit maybe of like cinnamon or something in it. It just melts into my skin and goes so well with my skin chemistry, and it makes me feel like me. You know, I love all of my fragrances in my collection, but I have like 5 that really truly make me feel like me. And Good Girl Gone Bad is definitely one of them. It is osmanthus, narcissus, tuberose. What else is in there? Like I said, like a spice, maybe cinnamon. And the osmanthus gives it this like peachy apricot feeling. And maybe that's where I'm getting this like fuzziness to the fragrance. Maybe that's where I'm getting that. Such a beautiful perfume, lasts forever on me. Definitely one of my signature scents. So that's Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. Good Girl Gone Bad is also a great bridal fragrance, I think, because it smells very romantic. I don't know why. I mean, the name doesn't really suit it, not in my opinion. It smells very romantic to me. It's very long lasting on me. I think it also has a cedar base. Man, I love a good cedar base. The Chanel's also have like a musk and cedar base. Cedar, I'm pretty sure is in Cedrus. It's probably in Nomade if I had to guess. Oh, I love a good cedar base. Next, I have one that you saw me with the travel spray recently, and I was making a very quick, very large dent in that one. And that is the new Kayali's, what's it called? Fleur Majesty Rose Royale 31. The new Kayali Fleur Majesty is what I'll call it. This one is such a one and done perfume. You can wear this one just running errands. You can wear it on a date night. You can wear it as a wedding guest. You can wear it going to a baby shower. I think even a bride could wear it. It's super long lasting on me. It projects really well. It's a really romantic, sweet, very, very sweet rose. And I also get a very strong, prominent violet. And up top, you have a really pretty pear note. On paper, it definitely reminds me of the original Givenchy Irresistible, but not sparkling. Not sparkling like the Givenchy Irresistible. But on my skin, it smells nothing like Irresistible. I really don't have a perfume in my collection that smells like this. I have compared it to Nanette Lepore, and I actually ordered that perfume from FragranceNet and have it now back in my collection so I could like really see if I was remembering correctly. And yes, they do smell similar, but but this one smells way more expensive and it has a much nicer dry down on me. But I really fell in love with this one first because of like nostalgia. It reminded me so much of a perfume I wore my senior year of high school and all through college. So I can see why people would be like, oh, this is redundant. If you have Delina or if you have a bunch of rose perfumes, it's maybe redundant, but it's not for me. It just kind of stands on its own. It's different enough from the rest of my fragrances. Yeah, definitely different enough. And I really get that prominent violet, and I love violet. So have been really enjoying this one this spring. Kayali, Fleur, Majesty. These next two, I'm not so sure about. I don't know. I'm still trying to get to know them and play around with them. I think that when I first bought this next one I'm going to talk about, it just wasn't the season for it. I thought it was really, really pretty, but it was too cold outside for me to really enjoy it. And that's Le Petite Robe Noire's Rose Cherry. I think that this flanker was exclusive to their Paris boutique, but it's on FragranceNet now. So I scooped it up at a really good price. It was worth the risk testing it because it wasn't crazy expensive on FragranceNet. And this one predominantly is a really fresh cherry blossom, a cherry, a rose, and a white tea. And that white tea is so prominent. And I think that's why I got this in February. And I enjoyed it throughout, like when I was walking in the house, but when I would actually go out of the house, I didn't like it very much. And I think it's because it was just too cold outside. So on really warm days, I'm going to pull for this one, keep testing it, and I think that I'll enjoy that white tea note more, especially the cherry blossom note, and get to know it a little bit more. It may end up in a declutter. I think it's really pretty, but I'm just not so sure if it's totally me. It smells really great on clothes. Man, I can just like inhale it when it's on a shirt and I'm like throwing that shirt in the laundry. I'll get a whiff of this fragrance and I just want to inhale it. So yeah, it's not a love yet, but it's not a dislike by any means. So I'm going to keep playing with it and see how it does this spring. I think that spring is definitely the more appropriate season for it. So that's Guerlain's Le Petite Robe Noire Rose Cherry. My last full bottle of perfume that's more of a recent purchase that I want to get to know is Maison Margiela's Flower Market from the Replica line. Springtime in a Park is the really popular one, and I think that it is like a classic fruity floral. I wanted more of like a crisp, fresh floral. So I went for Flower Market, which came out long before Springtime in a Park, I think. And Springtime in a Park is more of like a purplish pink color, kind of like the Guerlain one back there. This one is more of a soft baby pink, a petal pink. And I'm really enjoying it, but I just am not sure if I need it in my collection because I have so many, oh my goodness, I have so many perfumes that are so perfect for spring. Spring is really my season when it comes to perfumes. So I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to get enough use out of this one because I have so many that I love to wear in the springtime. I don't know. It's a really pretty, crisp, cold floral that is sweet. I think that there must be Well, yeah, on fragrance description, it even says crisp petal freshness. And that's perfect. That's perfect. I think that there must be some tuberose maybe in it that's giving it this sweetness. It really does smell like you're walking through a flower market and they have just brought the flowers from the fridge. They have just brought them out. So you're getting this cool freshness, but also this sweetness. It's very pretty, but I just am not sure that I need it. So it may not stick around. We'll see. We'll see. I'll update you guys as summer draws near. My thoughts on the Le Petite Robe Noire Rose Cherry and Flower Market. I'll let you guys know if they're going to stay or if they're going to go. But it is a very pretty fragrance, and I do enjoy when I wear it. So we'll see. That's Maison Margiela's Flower Market from the Replica line. Okay, and I always like to focus on one sample. I'm sampling all the time. That's what's so fun for me with this hobby. I'm just always sniffing something. I'm sniffing things all the time. But I do like to really focus on one particular sample. So for the spring, or at least for the rest of April, I've chosen Amouage's Love Tuberose. I have this 5 ml decant from ScentSplit. And I actually ordered it because I'm working on a bridal fragrance video. And right now, Love Tuberose is definitely a contender for that video. It is this really creamy, really smooth tuberose. Does not smell bubblegummy. It just smells lush and creamy and smooth. And I think that there is actually like a whipped cream, like a fantasy note of whipped cream in the composition too. So it really does smell like that, like these fragrant tuberose flowers covered in whipped cream. It's really opulent, really beautiful, not challenging in any way like some Amouage fragrances are. And the bottle is super beautiful too. I think very, very bridal. So Love Tuberose is the sample or the decant that I am going to be focusing on for at least the next few weeks. Okay, you guys, there is my spring focus tray. Of course, I'm going to pull for other perfumes in my collection, right? Like, I'm not going to neglect those. If I'm in the mood for one of those, I'm going to wear one of those, especially the Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. I have the EDP. I love the EDP as well as the EDT. I just wanted to kind of focus on the EDT more this spring. It's a little bit more fresh, light. The EDP is more of a substantial perfume. So I have my woody woodland fairy perfumes, right? I have my Nomade and my Chloe Cedrus. I have my breezy spring florals with a little bit of like a salty mineral element to them that I think is just like so pretty on a breezy spring day. So I have Lise Mediterranee for that. I have Breathe Me. And then Giardini di Toscana's Celeste is like, I'm feeling very tea party like, but I also get that little edge, just a little, I don't know, a little je ne sais quoi to it that sets it apart from other violet fragrances. I have my fresh, easy reach, girly perfumes like the new Chanel Chance Eau Splendide, of course the Eau Tendre. You know, really the Rose Cherry, Le Petite Robe Noire, is a very fresh, out of the shower, girly, easy reach perfume. Really pretty. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I'm probably keeping you. And then I have my Flower Market. All of these smell so different from each other, but they're such easy to wear, pretty spring floral perfumes. I have my sweet Does It All rose perfume that has that beautiful violet that I love with the Kayali Fleur Majesty. I have one of my favorite fragrances of all time, the Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. So I get that fuzzy, sweet, peachy white floral, like these fuzzy honeyed white florals. And I have my decant of the month, Love Tuberose by Amouage. that I'm going to be focusing on. There you have it, my spring focus tray. And I would love to know what you guys love to wear in the springtime. What are your favorite spring perfumes? Are you already over spring perfumes? Like, are you already rotating in your summer perfumes? I feel like I just now, like in the last few weeks, I don't know, we just had a lot of cold spells, and now it is definitely like full-blown spring. We're getting a lot of the spring rain, and the honeysuckle is blooming, and the birds are out. Everything's really green and pretty, so definitely in my spring mood, and I think it'll be a while before I am ready for summer perfumes. I just want to sit here in the beauty of spring for a little while, you know? Just want to sit here and enjoy it for a little while. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for being here and joining me on the porch video after video. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.